Welcome back. Welcome back. Today, we're yapping about the AFC West. Right now, we have two teams that are thriving, going to the playoffs. And then we have two teams that absolutely disappointed the poop out of us fans. Let's go! The first team that we've got to talk about are the Kansas City Chiefs. And when I tell you I didn't expect this, I don't think a single person on this earth expected the Kansas City Chiefs to miss the playoffs. Especially after last season's year making the playoffs once again. Finally, they lost though. But this season has been the complete opposite. Just a disaster. Last year, they're winning all these one-score games. This year, they can't win a one-score game to save their lives. It's been bad. But the offense. This is Patrick Mahomes' best season since his MVP season in 2022. The offense has been good all year. They're top of the end in EPA, every single stat you could see. But man, that last week performance was the worst I have ever seen from a Kansas City Chiefs team under Patrick Mahomes at center. That's for sure. It hasn't been that bad since like Alex Smith, probably even before that. Probably one of the worst performances we've ever seen from the Chiefs on television. Yeah, it's facts. But the offense has been great. They're fourth in total EPA. And per play. Like, Patty's ADOT's up 2 yards from last season. I don't know how you could blame Patrick Mahomes for this season whatsoever. He has done things that only players like Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson can make, and he's getting hurt by surrounding aspects of the team. We could for surely not blame Patrick Mahomes. He is not the issue. The schedule's been tough. They've played some elite defenses this year. Broncos, twice. Texans, the Lions. They've played some comp. Played top-tier playoff teams. But we got to talk about one of the main impacts to his team. The receivers. His receivers have been failing him in many instances, including big plays where they need My thing with the Chiefs, they are a team where you're like, what's going on? What's going wrong? It's the big plays. When they say, we need this stop. We need this first down. The game-changing plays they've not hit on this year. That's what it is. It's that simple. Last year, you had plays where they needed this first down, fourth down on 2 at the midfield. They'd get it. Last week, they go for it on their own 30. They don't get it. They lose the game because of it. It's that simple. But we got to talk about these receiving weapons. Travis Kelce, bro. Congrats. You look faster. You may have dropped a couple pounds. But, bro, you have at least 3 drops that have led to interception to Patrick Mahomes this year, bro. Get your hands out. The Chiefs need to go in front of one of the workout dummies and catch 100 balls a goddamn day. Rashee Rice, bro, has lost them 2 games. Not lost them the game, but helped in losing them the game. Fourth down drops. He's had 2. One against, the Broncos? One against the Cowboys. And then he had a big drop last week. He's losing money. Rashee Rice is a player that, yes, if you play fantasy football, you probably love him because he's the king of manufactured touches. He is an average player. I'm sorry. He drops the ball like crazy. He's 4th in design target share this year. 4th. Talk about forcing the ball to a player who's mediocre at their position. Like, throw the ball to Worthy. Can I see some plays made for Xavier Worthy? That'd be pretty cool. Even though Xavier Worthy, it sucked for him. He was in and out of the lineup when he was asked to play a big role when Rashee Rice was out. And that sucks. But Rashee Rice, he can't catch contested balls. 1.5 yards per separation. This guy wants $30 million a year. Against man, 0.75 yards of separation. Whew! 0.7 against man. 1.8 against zone. That, I don't know what else I need to tell y'all about Rashee Rice besides he's a fantasy god. Like, if you have fantasy, he's a god in fantasy. But it should be Worthy. 1.1 separation versus man. 1.5 versus zone. Like, come on, bro. Rashee Rice, that guy pisses me off because he's so average. And everyone thinks he's the world of him, man. It's crazy. I don't care what the stats say, bro. He's a total design player. He is replaceable by an average player. I'm sorry. He is. Whenever you see him make a big play, how many yards are around him in space? Go look. The offensive line has been fine, but as the season has gone on, they are depleted. Josh Simmons out. I don't know why I can't remember their other tackle's name, but he's out. And then last week, their second string left tackle goes down. Patty's working with a makeshift offensive line now. You can't ask for a worst situation for Patrick Mahomes to be playing his best football in a couple of years. But that's the offense. The offense is fine. It's the offensive line and receivers are totally failing Patrick Mahomes. I'm sorry. If you get on Patrick Mahomes for that, you just don't know ball. Like, it's simple. And then the defense. The defense has been fine. But when they blitz, they've been not that great. And that is where their bread and butter is. And it's been a reason why they can't get off the field. When they blitz this year, they're 31st in yards per play. They're 28th in pressure rate. 31st in sack rate. When you think of the Chiefs, you think about their defense. You think about blitzes. And you think about how good it is. Because they're a top 5 defense when it comes to blitzing every year except for this year. Obviously, Spags is lacking in his play design. And it's harming them on third downs too. Because they blitz on a lot of third downs. On third downs, they give up the most yards. They're bottom 5 in yards per play. EPA. Bottom 20 in pressures. Worse in passer rating. And like I said, not generating enough pressure and sacks in general. And it's been tough for TM to get off the field. Like, the Chiefs aren't even touching the ball that much, their offense. It's just the big plays. I keep realigning to these big plays, bro. That's all it is. When they need a stop, when they need a first down, they don't pull through. And it was the opposite of that last year, if we're being honest. Chris Jones, still a man on him. He's still a beast. He's top 2 in pressure rates from defensive tackles this year. But he keeps getting older every year. And that's their best player on defense. George Karlaftis has been getting a lot of steam. But he is 7th in pressure rates. So let's chill on him. My issue with the defense, it's just the big plays. Hopefully Trent McDuffie's okay. But hey, the Chiefs still aren't even out of the playoffs. We know they'll be back last year. Let's pray and hope they don't find that miracle this year. And the Chiefs stay in Cancun for a season. If we're being honest, it was just the whole AFC West that was disappointments. Half of it was, half of it wasn't. The Raiders are always in the disappointing part. What's changed in the past 20 years? Yes, some people were crazy enough to think this team was going to make the playoffs. As a Raider fan myself, I was on the ropes of believing that. I did not believe that whatsoever. But I didn't expect it to be this bad. I expected at least an improvement. Maybe 6 to 8 wins, maybe middle of the pack. A real rebuild year where like, okay, Pete, next year we can add and we can make the playoffs. Guys, it's just another year. Chip Kelly, Geno Smith, and Pete Carroll are probably going to be one and dones. Every single one of them. I fully blame Pete Carroll. I fully blame Chip Kelly. As Chip Kelly was brought in to be the highest paid offense coordinator, Tom Brady reportedly has wanted him. He wanted him. He was a big key in that and a big key in firing him after being disgusted by what he saw on the field. It was a college offense. I didn't want Chip Kelly at Ohio State. I did not want him anywhere near the freaking Raiders. I wanted a youthful mind. I don't get why the Raiders won't get a youthful mind. God. But like I said, Chip Kelly, he led us to that offense was so vanilla. Lacking motion. It was just lacking everywhere. Lacking creativity. Lacking. You just drafted a guy 7th overall to play running back and you don't manufacture touches for the dude. You can't make it up with the Raiders, dude. It was just this year's been a total disaster. Geno Smith. How can I sit here and blame Geno Smith for everything this year? Have you guys seen the offensive line he plays behind? The Raiders are ranked 30th in every single offensive line category you could think of. Yes, they've had injuries to it. Colton Miller, their best left tackle, blindside. Huge injury. Jackson Powers Johnson. We were running the ball well behind him with Ashton Janty. He goes down. They've both missed extended amount of time. Oh, guys. Oh yeah. Coaches, did you guys forget we drafted 2 guys in the 3rd round to play offensive line? Charles Grant and Caleb Rogers. They didn't touch the field until last week. Does that just sound like an inept in coaching? That's what it sounds like to me. That's my issue, man. We brought in this regime, these coaches who knew what the fuck they were doing, and they don't know what they're doing. You step into the Raiders building, you talk to Mark Davis, and you just unclick your wires. You unplug what you've learned. You got to relearn how to do football again in the Raiders organization. I don't understand. And that's not even the worst of it. The offensive line is the worst in football. They suck. Oh my God, they didn't even play the prospects that they picked to play on the offensive line. It's been hurt. Then we get to the weapons. Brock Bowers gets forced to play on a PCL sprain. It looked like he wanted to play. He was the one forcing it. But bro, that is our best player. You say sit the hell down until you're fully healthy, Brock. Go to Turkey. Go get some hair and then come back. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, bro. Brock Bowers has been great when he's playing, though. Still, Chip Kelly. Where were all the manufactured touches for Brock Bowers this year? He was getting them last year with an intern OC. This year, none. No manufactured touches at all for him or Janty. It's total just incompetency in this building. The weapons, Trey Tucker has looked like a piece. It's just the offensive line doesn't allow for any plays to develop, bro. I'm telling you, there is nothing you can do behind that offensive line. That's why I don't fully blame Gino. Yes, I blame Gino for flipping off the Raider fans. That is just something, bro, are you dumb? Are you dumb? You literally are probably going to be gone just because of that. Just because the aura of Geno Smith around the Raiders building. No one likes him anymore. I despise the dude. He sucks. Blame Geno. But the weapons, Jack Besh, Dante Thornton, both drafted to play. We traded Jacoby Myers to play these guys. They haven't shown much. Dante Thornton still has drop issues. Jack Besh, getting better. But, and then you get to the running game, there's nothing. There is nothing here for the Raiders to be like, wow, we have something. Yes, you have Ashton Janty. You have Brock Bowers. You have to have offensive line for anything to work. You do. This is why I'm so mad. The Bears. Look at how the Bears attacked the offseason. Trenches, 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 trenches. With a new regime. Then look at the Raiders. And that's my thing. It's 2 different teams, 2 different outcomes. One's looking at a playoff spot. One's looking for another quarterback. I don't know when things are going to change for the Raiders. The defensive side of the ball. Dude. They didn't add anybody to this defense. Our biggest addition was Jeremy Chin. He's been fine. He's a decent tackler. Shitty as hell in coverage. Just like the whole Raiders team. Kelly Blue. Oh, God. The Raiders added no pieces. They added no corners last year. They actually got rid of corners instead of adding. Jacorian Bennett dished when we needed corner depth. When we knew we needed corners. We needed defensive tackles. We went into the season knowing we had holes, man. This was a total tank year. It was BS. This year's been so BS. But the defense, the linebackers. Can you guys watching this video name a Raiders linebacker besides Devin White? That's what I thought. The corners. Kelly Blue, Darian Porter. Darian Porter was a rookie 3rd-round pick. Was expected to come in and start. Crazy. Yeah, we got a 3rd-round rookie. We're throwing him out there to start. He gets cooked, and then he's benched half the season. The Raiders sat on all these rookies and just expected them to get better while not playing. We knew we were going to suck. After what? Oh my God, the Browns game. There was games before that. But, dude, the Raiders are in a total mess. One of the bigger disappointments of the offseason. Just because people expected things to get better, things to get brighter. And they took an absolute turn for the worst in Las Vegas. Can the Chiefs still miraculously make the playoffs? What can they do next year to make it easier on Patrick Mahomes? Where do the Raiders start? I need to know. Let me know down below, and I'll catch y'all boys tomorrow.